You're listening to the Spirit Podcast.
Hello, wanderers, weirdos, and watchers of the unexplained. You've crossed the threshold once again into Beyondthe Veil. I'm Beck, your guide through the realms of high strangeness, soft disclosures, magnetic madness, and maybe a tentacle or two. And joining me, as always, is the woman whose intuition is sharper than a psychic surgeon's scalpel and who once identified a ghost by smell alone. It's Rachel.
Hey, I was smelling something earlier too.
It smelled good though, didn't it?
Yeah, it's a really warm vanilla smell.
Yeah, I kept getting wafts of it too. I didn't know where it was coming from, but it was great.
Yeah, I liked it. I don't like the bad smelling ghosts.
No. Tonight's episode is thick, with the kind of stories that make you check under the bed and your metadata. We've got a haunted home with something that slithers, grief bots replacing grandpa, cosmic pings from Antarctica, scientists swarming Alabama, and enough magnetic weirdness to flip your compass. So pour yourself a cup of black coffee or something brewed under a blood moon, and let's step through the veil.
Bum, bum, bum.
Let's start with what Stormy Daniels says is the weirdest part of her already strange life, and no, it's not what you think. The former adult actress turned paranormal investigator claims that her old home was haunted by something very dark, very aggressive, and oh yes, tentacled.
Oh.
She describes the entity as a non-human presence that loomed over her bed, broke her ex's guitar, and showed up on camera during one of her investigations. She says this thing wasn't just spooky, it was malevolent, and it had tentacles. Let that marinate.
Is she getting haunted by Cthulhu?
Some online theorists are screaming shadow being. Others say Lovecraftian visitor. And a few suggest it might have been some kind of psychic projection of trauma or grief, as Stormy also described a protective female spirit in the mirror. Rach, if you had to choose between a classic chain-rattling Victorian ghost and a sentient tangle of interdimensional limbs, which one's getting evicted first?
I'm going to keep the Victorian one with me.
Yeah!
That's my kind of comfort, but the tentacled interdimensional being, yeah, you can go. But I want to talk with the Victorian one about the olden days.
If this thing had the audacity to start a music career by smashing guitars, I'm calling it less a ghost and more a glam rock poltergeist. Now, this one sounds like it's straight from a Dan Brown fanfic. A political leader in Eastern Europe recently told reporters that they believe that they were the target of a, wait for it, psychic attack. They claim strange health symptoms, sleepless nights, vivid hallucinations, and an inexplicable decline in focus just before a major election. Their spiritual advisor believes energy was being directed at them by malicious esoteric forces. So, Rach, if politics wasn't weird enough, we're now throwing psychic warfare into the campaign trail. Is this the new Cold War, or someone just blaming bad vibes for bad polling?
Yeah, that is a thing now. If you go on TikTok, the psychics, they'll pull together and they'll put their energy towards what they want.
Same with the witches, too.
Yeah.
Well, either way, I want to see the first official government-issued protection amulet, maybe a sigil with a side of spin.
Oh, that'd be cool. Some fantasy type of thing.
Next, we head to the frozen bottom of the world where things are heating up, paranormally, at least. Scientists monitoring long-duration radio signals detected a series of polarized pulse pairs, try saying that 3 times fast, coming from beneath the Antarctic ice. These signals were too precise to be background noise. One scientist said it was like Morse code from the cosmos. Theories range from the new atmospheric physics to alien transmission to good old-fashioned haunted static. Rach, if Antarctica starts speaking in code, do we respond or do we pretend it's just the Wi-Fi acting up again?
Oh, we gotta dive into that. They're so interested in what's going on outside of Earth, but there's so much that we have to discover in our own planet.
I totally agree. And personally, I'm waiting for the signal to say knock knock.
Do we want to know who's there?
In solar news that makes your EMF meter cry, NASA and ESA solar orbiters are reporting dramatic magnetic field flips and plasma anomalies from the sun. Scientists say it's one of the most turbulent stretches of solar activity they've recorded. Weird side effects on Earth, tech disruptions, GPS hiccups, emotional volatility, and, according to few energy sensitives online, nightmares, migraines, and spontaneous bursts of deja vu. Rach, does it feel like the sun is trying to send us a mood swing? And is it weird that I had a dream my microwave was trying to tell me the future?
Beck, we all know you don't have a microwave, okay?
That's so true.
So, yeah, there's been a lot of crazy solar activity. As you know, I follow the Schumann resonance, and every day there is just a blast. We're getting blasted, and there's a lot of weird activity in the air. Animals are going crazy. My pets, my fur babies, they're going wacky. And I've been feeling I don't know if you've been feeling this around like more the third eye. It's almost like a dizziness, but not dizzy. Like
Yes.
you're floating out of your body a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are feeling these symptoms. And when I start feeling it, I'm like, oh, I gotta check the Schumann.
Yeah,
I'm
and you
like,
sent me the
holy
Schumann.
shit.
You're like, look at this white out here. And I'm like, oh, well, that coincides with the fact that I didn't sleep all night. Yeah.
Yep, it makes sense. So you guys, you're not going crazy. You're feeling it.
And if only you had a Rachel to send you the Schumann updates,
Yeah.
because then you would really know what's going on. I'm lucky like that. And I'm just saying, the microwave might have knew too much.
We had a haunted microwave before. We had to get rid of it.
Did you? Did you really? What did it do?
It would just turn on by itself,
Oh,
and
that's scary.
we yeeted it right to the curb. We didn't have a microwave for a long time until we moved into the house that has one built in. And I usually use it more as storage, or I heat up my corn heating pads, but I don't heat up food in the microwave.
Your corn heating. I don't deal with the microwave anymore. I moved to air fryer.
Yeah.
Next up, what do you get when you cross artificial intelligence with your dead Aunt Margaret? Apparently, a grief bot.
Oh.
AI companies are now offering services that recreate the speech, tone, and memories of deceased loved ones based on texts, voicemails, and social media posts. The bot can even hold basic conversations. Some people find comfort, others find it unnerving. One woman reported her grief bot started texting her unsolicited song lyrics at 3:33 in the morning.
Yay.
So, ghost or glitch? Is this sacred closure or the uncanny valley wearing grandma's voice like a skin suit?
Well, when you open up a channel, you just don't even know what's going to come through. And I feel like different entities are just going to hop on that and do some sort of manipulation, I'm sure.
I think you're right about that. I think different entities could kind of ping into that. And if my grief bot starts asking for Spotify Premium, I'm staging an exorcism. Meanwhile, in Huntsville, Alabama, over 200 scientists gathered at the SCU conference to discuss UAPs. That's Unidentified Anomalous Phenomena for those playing bingo at home. Keynote speakers included former intelligence directors, physicists, and aerospace engineers. Topics ranged from flight characteristics of UAPs to how ancient humans may have interacted with sky anomalies. Is it just me, or has the alien conversation officially gone from tinfoil to tenure track?
It is a constant. Isn't it crazy how just, I don't know, a decade or more ago, it was just a conspiracy thing and we didn't know. And now it's just a constant thing. And yet we still don't have direct answers, but we're seeing them everywhere.
And they're kicking up a lot right now. We are getting TikToks left and right that are just, I don't even know what they are anymore. Are they meteors? Are they orbs? Are they UAPs? What's going on?
I know. And then we got the whole thing of people are saying there's a galactic war going on that we can't see.
Yeah, I've been seeing that too. And we did hear those sounds. You heard them too.
Oh, I sure did.
People are reporting that they're hearing like thunderous fireworks sounds. And this was way before the fireworks are scheduled to drop, actually, even though I know this is dropping the day after the 4th of July. But
well, the night that we heard them, it was a dark, cloudy night. Like, it wasn't a nice night, but it wasn't raining. But it was just like, brrr.
And it was a Tuesday night at like 11 p.m.
Yeah.
People aren't setting fireworks off on a Tuesday. Well, maybe some are, but
Yeah, because it was the night after we recorded.
yes.
And then we're just like, what the heck is this?
At this rate, I expect my dentist to casually ask if I've seen any Tic Tacs zipping around the backyard. Let's jet over to Japan now, where high-tech photography is capturing more than just memories. Several AI-assisted photo editing apps are making headlines after users reported images showing, well, let's just say unexpected guests. Photographers, some professionals, some hobbyists, notice ghostly figures appearing in their edited images. Not glitches, not distortions, figures. Full bodies, faces in windows, hands emerging from walls. And get this, many of these photos were taken at traditional shrines, train tunnels, and abandoned schools, sacred or liminal spaces. One user swore her photo of a shrine had nothing in it. After the app applied its enhanced background filter, a pale figure with long black hair appeared behind a lantern. Now, what is this reminding you of, Rach? We talked about it earlier.
Yeah, The Ring and the Grudge. Oh, creeps me out.
Oh, some say it's pareidolia. Others claim AI is inadvertently revealing what our own limited senses can't see. Rach, is this just tech gone spooky, or are the machines finally seeing what always have been there?
That's really strange. Are they putting in the Are they putting in the spooky, or?
That is the question.
I want to see these pictures.
I want to use that AI. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't. I don't know if we want to see it.
Yeah, we should figure out what they're using.
Right. Maybe it's just exclusively in Japan.
Yeah, maybe.
And if my photo app adds a ghost to my selfies, I swear I'm charging it rent. All right, air travel is stressful enough without glowing spheres hovering near your plane. Pilots over Brazil and parts of the Atlantic have reported a new string of encounters with what they call orb-like aerial anomalies. Translation: floating balls of light tracking their planes. One pilot leaked radio log went viral after he calmly reported, quote,
"We are three white lights spherical, matching our altitude and position, not responding, not departing."
Multiple passengers recorded blurry footage, 3 lights in a triangular pattern, floating silently just beyond the wing. Authorities say it's probably drones, but pilot forums are whispering the same old phrase, "They're back." So, Rach, glowing orbs, are we talking alien surveillance, interdimensional tourists, or just weather having a weird flex?
Oh, man. It's so hard to differentiate what the heck's going on.
And honestly, it probably could be all three, right?
Yeah, I'm puzzled. I don't know what's what anymore. I really don't. We're getting bamboozled.
Honestly, if I ever look out the window mid-flight and see an orb keeping pace, I'm either praying or ordering another ginger ale and pretending it's turbulence. This one sounds like a creepy pasta, but it's making rounds on TikTok, and honestly, it's got a big nope energy. A woman staying in a budget motel off Route 66 claimed she kept hearing a washing machine running. When she called the front desk, they told her the laundry room hadn't been used for years. Naturally, she grabbed her phone and went to investigate. Behind a flimsy utility door, she found an old washer, not plugged in, no water supply, and spinning. Loud, relentless. She opened it. Inside, baby shoes. Not one pair, several. Small, soaked, mismatched. She shut the lid, left immediately. Video ends with the caption, "It only spins at night." So, haunted washer? Do you stay, run, or call the Warrens?
I mean, I personally probably would have done an EVP session to see what the heck was going on.
Even after the baby shoes? That's a little much.
She was by herself, correct?
Yes.
If someone was with me, I might dive in a little more.
See, it always changes when you have a partner.
Yeah. If by yourself, you're like, oh my God. Why is there so much shit about kid shoes being found everywhere?
Oh, it's so creepy.
There's a lot of weird shoe stuff going on.
There's a
like
lot
it.
of weird shoes.
Not into the shoe stuff.
I check the dryer next. If it starts folding socks by itself, I'm either moving in or never sleeping again.
I mean, I could take a dryer that folded my laundry.
Right.
But mysterious mismatched children's shoes. That's another story.
Hey, Spirit Seekers. Enjoying the show? Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to the Spirit. Leave us a review on Apple or Spotify and share the love. We drop a new video every week on our YouTube channel covering paranormal, conspiracy, high strangeness, and more. Have questions or want to share your own spooky story? Drop us a line at tothespiritpod@gmail.com. Stay spirited.
And now it's time for Quote of the Day from the Beyond. Today's quote from the Beyond. It used to be you were crazy if you believed in UFOs. Now you're sort of crazy if you don't. That comes from a recent attendee of Rice University's Archives of the Impossible Conference. So, Rach, are we living in the golden age of woo? Or is the world just finally catching up to the weirdos?
Stuff's being revealed more, that's for sure. And it is kind of crazy now because when I'm at my day job and I bring it up and they're like, what? And I'm like, you haven't seen, like, where have you been? And then they look it up and they're like, oh my God.
I'm surprised you're not breaking open your TikTok and showing them all the video proof.
Oh, once they're processing or whatever, I'm like, here, get on TikTok. Just look, all of a sudden their mind is blown.
Now we're going to move into listener lore. All right, listener lore time. This one comes from Jess in Wisconsin. I lost my dad last year and I used one of those AI grief apps to hear his voice again. It started fine, but then it told me something only my dad would have known. A nickname he never texted. A week later, it said, check the garden shed. I did. Found a sealed box of old photos I didn't know existed. So, Rach, fluke, tech, or dad dropping digital breadcrumbs from the beyond?
That feels like a digital breadcrumb from beyond, Beck.
I think that is kind of cool, actually.
And with technology, you can run something and they jump onto the momentum. So something could just be going like a radio station, and then they can pull from that, and then they can just jump in and throw something in there. Not saying every time you use it, they're going to be there, but when the opportunity is there and they have enough energy to just hop in, they'll do it.
It's like a double-edged sword. I'm kind of loving this whole AI thing, but at the same time, it can be a little scary at the same time. And I don't mean scary in a paranormal sense, but in the sense that everyone will get so plugged in that they just won't look around. But the whole fact that we know that spirits and beings and probably even cosmonauts can tap into our AI or our satellites or, geez, even our EVPs, it's pretty cool.
It is.
We have a bonus listener lore, the mirror that cried salt. This listener lore comes from a man we'll call Tony, a self-proclaimed skeptic turned hesitant believer. Tony inherited an antique mirror from his grandmother's estate. Classic, Rach, you know me and mirrors. Classic oval frame, heavy, sat untouched in his spare room until one night he walked past it and the glass looked fogged over. Not just fogged, wet.
Oh, this reminds me of The Ring.
This is the theme for today. He wiped it. It smeared. The next morning, the streaks had crystallized into faint lines of salt. He cleaned it. The following night, it returned, always at 2:14 a.m. He had the mirror tested. No leaks, no humidity issues, no logical reason. The last night he kept it, the mirror dripped thick salt water onto the floor, ruining the carpet. He donated it to the local antique dealer who reportedly refuses to display it. What do you think? Echo or grief? Spiritual overflow? Or did Grandma have something left to say in saline?
Maybe it was from a pirate ship back in the day or something, and the ghost of the pirate coming through.
Well, either way, Tony's now a full-blown believer, and I'm reconsidering every antique I've ever seen at a flea market.
Antiques are tricky.
Yes, they are.
I absolutely love antiques. However, you got to cleanse. And I don't know if some of them are uncleansable. Do you think?
I think some are uncleansable. I don't think you can fight everything. I think there are some things that are just set in mirror.
Yeah.
Hey, Veil Walkers, if you're ready to take tonight's weirdness off the couch and into the field, here's your guide to paranormal happenings in early mid-July 2025. You haven't covered yet. Ghost nights, conferences, haunted tours, and yes, even dinner with spirits. Illinois Paranormal Conference, Rockford, Illinois, July 12, 2025, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Veterans Memorial Hall. A full-day conference with workshops, haunted walking tours of downtown Rockford, and a special post-conference investigation at the historic Tinker Swiss Cottage Museum. Tickets are just $25.
Nice.
If I could spend a Sunday wandering of Victorian houses and EVPing in a cottage, I'd bring my EMF meter as dessert. How about you?
Oh, I would love it. I'd love it.
Paracon Paranormal and True Crime Convention in Waterbury, Connecticut, July 12th through 13th, 2025 at Crosby High School. The 5th annual Paras and True Crime Convention brings celebrity mediums, cyber psychics, true crime experts, and even Eddie Munster himself, Butch Patrick, to lead panels and investigations. General admission under $40. Between spirits and spycraft, this is where the occult meets open mic. You'd fit right in, Rach. Plus, Eddie Munster is there. It's like a paranormal crossover merch.
Yeah, Eddie.
Everyone loves Eddie Munster.
Yeah.
Haunted Fort Hunt, Fort Mifflin, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, July 12th, 2025. Join a family-friendly ghost hunt inside one of America's oldest forts, led by actors costumed as past inhabitants. EVP gear optional. They call them your unseen coworkers. Investigating a haunted fort with a cast from the afterlife. I'd pack binoculars and maybe spiritual snacks. What about you, Rach?
Yeah, I'd be in my habitat for sure. My comfort zone.
Ghost Hunt Weekend, Thomas House Hotel, Tennessee. July 18th to 19th, 2025. Hosted by Ghost Hunt Weekend's crew with appearances by Steve Gonzalez. Dinner, overnight ghost hunt, EVP sessions, and exclusive behind-the-scenes paranormal investigation at the historic Thomas House Hotel. You know who Steve Gonzalez is?
I was going to ask.
He's from the original Ghost Hunter show with, Jason Hawes. And you remember Ghost Hunters? They
The
were
ones from Buffalo?
No, the guys that were plumbers. They were Roto-Rooter guys. That was way before Zach Baggins.
Yeah, it was Ghost Hunters, right?
Yeah.
They're like from Buffalo, New York.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. But yeah, he was one of the younger guys that did a lot of the tech stuff.
Okay, like the thinner one, I think.
No, he used to be chunky. He's lost weight now, but he was a chunk rock. Sleepover at a haunted hotel, spooky. But if the ghost brings the sheets, I'll bring coffee first thing in the morning. Arlington House Paranormal Hunt, Birmingham, Alabama. July 18th, 2025, 7 to 10:30 p.m. Public investigation aboard Birmingham's Arlington House, a known haunted historic site featuring EVP, EMF scanning, and polar readings, hosted by local paranormal teams. Is it just me, or does investigating haunted mansions at 7 p.m. feel like Mother Nature's version of spooky happy hour?
Yeah, like that. That sounds like a good time. I think we got to go do one of these things, Beck.
That means we have to go out of state, though.
They got to have some in our state.
We
Like,
got
what the
nothing
heck?
going on here. Nothing.
Lame. That's why we got to keep going on our cemetery summer tour.
That's right. We already did part 1. We got to keep going.
Yep.
So there you have it. Haunted conferences, dinner tours, hotel sleepovers, and fort hunts. Real adventures for real-world ghost seekers. If you go to one, send us your hashtag listener lore, EVP bloopers, ghost closet selfies, and haunted burrito regrets. We want it all.
Especially the haunted burrito regrets.
And now it's time for this week's strange tale from history's shadow. We go to the 1890s. Early telegraph operators often reported hearing strange voices in the wires. Some claimed they were hearing ghostly conversations, complete with names, laughter, and sobs. Skeptics called it electromagnetic interference. Of course they do. Believers said contact. Rach, so were the ghosts early adopters of communication tech? And more importantly, if spirits can figure out Morse code, why do they still knock 3 times?
To scare us. If you were a ghost, wouldn't you just be like, I'm gonna knock?
Yeah, I would be. Yeah, I'd be doing a lot. I'd be flashing lights. I'd be setting toys off.
I always love scaring people. It's so fun. So just imagine just being the ghost and you're always going to scare. Yeah.
Something wrong with us?
You're a little mischievous.
A little bit. And that's it for this week, my fellow Veil Walkers. We've covered everything from political psychic attacks to the sun losing its temper. If your grief bot texts you tonight, maybe say thanks or run. Either way, tell us about it. Huge thanks to Rach for always bringing the second sight and the second opinions. Thanks, Rach.
Oh, yeah. Anytime. You know, I'm full of second opinions.
And thank you for joining us. If you got your own listener lore or a quote from the beyond, send it in at tothespiritpod@gmail.com. And remember, keep your mind open, keep your flashlight charged, and keep listening because the veil,
it's always thinner than you think.
Until next time, I'm Beck.
And Rachel.
Signing off.
To the Spirit
Podcast.
Supernatural science.
Aliens. Ghost.
Psychic.
Mystic
Spirits.
Divine Source
Heaven.
The dead. It's magic.